Going to read this story to you yesterday. This one's directly for you, Mr. Silverman.
For me.
Yeah. American Airlines has a new boarding system, and it's bad news
Yes, I saw
for
this.
gate lice.
I'm not a gate lice.
I'm just reading the story. American Airlines is implementing a new system to ensure passengers don't board early. The airline has been piloting a system that will audibly flag when someone tries to board before their designated boarding group has been called. Quote, we are in the early phase of testing new technology used during the boarding process, an American Airlines spokesperson said in a statement to the Washington Post. Passengers who try to board early will hear a sound when they scan their boarding pass, and the gate agent will be shown a message with the correct group. Quote, the new technology is designed to ensure customers receive the benefits of priority boarding with ease, and it helps improve the boarding experience by providing greater visibility into boarding programs for our teams.
I always thought that they could see your seat location.
They can.
Or what group you're in on your ticket.
They can.
So this is just an alarm will automatically where they don't have to look.
It's called a shame bell.
I was going to say public shaming.
Yes. Now,
people don't care though, and people get up. Like you still see the opposite happen when it's time to get off the plane, and it's supposed to go aisle by aisle, and people force their way up from the back.
You know what they say? Two wrongs don't make it right.
I don't misboard the plane. I'm group one. I'm group one now, mister.
Okay. Just want to make sure that everybody knows.
I've got status.
I have violated it not for myself, but for if I'm traveling with somebody, a family member who has. I'm usually group two. I don't fly as much, so if I have my daughter with me, and
you
she's
used
group
to be
three,
you used to be high
global
status.
services. They used to fan me and feed me grapes as they carried me on the plane. Now no longer. Now my wife has greater status than I do.
It's all those tennis camps.
There's no doubt. And she flew to Europe 3 times this year. Well, I did nothing. Didn't do any of that. So you're group one. You're a group one.
Group
guy.
one on United.
There you go.
Yeah, I have no status.
What about on American?
I don't have any status.
But would you still try to get 5? Would you still try to get in early if you were?
No.
Nope. Have you ever tried to board the plane before your boarding group is there?
I have.
How frequently do you think that you've probably tried to do that?
I probably was like a 250 hitter. 25% of the time.
So 25% of the time?
No, not 25% of the time. 10% of the time.
You're going the wrong way.
Here, like this is when I had a carry-on bag that I knew I needed room for and I didn't want to check.
And that's only happened once?
No, like 10% of the time. Most of the time I check luggage.
Are you really going to sit here and say it's only 10% of the time?
That I've done it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10%
really?
of the time.
Okay. All right.
What do you know?
No, I've seen you and you're a very efficient traveler, but I've seen you hurry to the front of the line and.
Yeah, when I'm supposed to.
Okay. All right.
Now I won't wait for you just because you're in group 2. I'm not waiting back for group 2.
Nor would I ask you. Would not ask you to do that. Anyway, Cowboys kicker Brandon Aubrey has been selected to be on a 12-person jury for a felony case.
Oh, is it? Are you gonna brag about this now too, Meller?
Aubrey serving on a jury for
look how good Brandon Aubrey is. Not only can he kick a 60-yarder, he can serve on a jury too.
He was listed.
Sounds like you're a little defensive. He
was listed as did not practice today.
Jury.
Because he was on jury duty for a third-degree felony strangulation case.
That's a tough jury to be on.
He's expected to return on Thursday and Friday. Have you ever I was called for by the city of Chicago, and they sent me something, and I sent something into, hey, I work in the media. I don't know.
I used to play for the Bears. Yeah.
I did not.
So then don't tell me about boarding the plane early.
Did not say
when you're sending in that I am in the media. I used to be a wide receiver for the Bears. I cannot serve on your jury, Mr. Judge.
Here's the difference. I'm actually being honest with you. I'm telling you that I said that I'm in the media, and I just want to be upfront about that. There was no Bears reference. but this was like I don't know what the case was, but if they call you from the city, it's probably a pretty serious case. This isn't like traffic court out in Waukegan.
It could be wide-ranging things.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it could be. Very likely there's a chance it could be.
I have no desire to sit on a jury for
No,
some
but
sort
very
of.
few people
I
do.
know, but some people do. Like if there's like a really salacious case, they
Sure.
want to be involved. I don't want any
Listen,
part
some
of any
people
of that.
some people are happy to get out of their job too. It's to serve on a murder case.
No, I don't want to be on a murder.
Did you ever watch the show that Keith told me about and I was advertising about a year or two ago? I think it was called Jury Duty, where the gag was, I think it was Amazon Prime. It was a gag where one guy was told that he was serving on a jury.
Oh, I remember
and everyone
you telling me this. I didn't
and
see
the
it.
entire case was staged with actors, including his other jury mates, and he thought he was a real jury member.
Right.
So all the behavior from the jury members and the people in the court case, the judge, everybody else, they were all actors.
I did not see it, but I remember you talking
And it was
about
hilarious.
Yeah, it was on Amazon, Jury Duty, last year.
Great show.
Was it good?
Yeah. Great show.
JJ Redick is upset about using brand new basketballs in the Lakers opener.
How about using a player that's not supposed to be in the NBA?
He's a little bit different, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
JJ Redick.
But he seems to know what he's doing, though, too. They won pretty handily.
They did, yeah.
And the one thing that I will say that Big Cat said, I heard the rationale for why they did this in game one, when they did this in the second quarter. Before
Get it out of
halftime.
the way.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
So this isn't drawn out and asked about every game. Hey, when's Bronny going to play? Hey, when's Bronny going to play? They got it out of the way. There's no more questions about when LeBron and Bronny are going to play. Now they can focus on basketball.
No, I think that makes sense. By the way, I sent you guys this story earlier today. The Dodgers or the Ohtani baseball, the home run, that clinched the 50-50. He reached 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases. It was his 50th home run. $4.39 million at auction.
Why so expensive
I'm
for
not
that
sure.
ball?
Including a buyer's premium. It shattered the record paid for a baseball or any sports ball for that matter. Do you know what the previous high water mark was and which ball it was?
The previous.
Mark
Was it-
McGuire's.
Yeah. It's Todd McFarlane used to always
correct.
buy those. The
That was a good
comic book.
Mark McGuire's record-breaking 70th home run ball from the 98 MLB season was purchased for $3 million by Todd McFarlane in 1999.
Was this higher because it opened it up to more international bidders? Well,
Probably so.
people
yes.
from Japan too.
That and also once the PED scandals came out, it kind of tainted the idea of home run balls. So Barry Bonds, theoretically, had he not been cast, in that light, probably would have had some significant bidders. But once it became clear that he was aided just like the others, I don't think there was people didn't really want them as much.
Yeah. And by the way, this story's for you. The DA in L.A. says he will make a decision on the Menendez brothers by the week's end.
Very interesting. So, could they be released? A retrial? What's
I think it's
Possible
released.
resentencing.
resentencing?
Yes,
Yeah.
which could include
Release.
possibly, I would assume,
For time served. Yeah.
Here's my tip.
Are you done reading or watching that?
Yeah. So here's my tip for everyone on Netflix.
Just
I didn't like Monsters. I stopped after 4 episodes. There were, I believe, 9 or 10. I thought it was too long, too drawn out. There's an hour-and-a-half documentary that also just came out on Netflix on the Menendez brothers, where they interview them in jail, and it's all audio, but they take you through the trial. It's one episode. It's 90 minutes, and it's all you have to know on the entire trial, and they tell you why exactly they got sentenced. I did not know this. The first trial was a hung jury that deliberated, I believe, a year. For a year, they were hung. And the second one, they did not allow testimony that was allowed in the first trial, so it was an easy open and shut case.
right.
What if Brandon Aubrey gets stuck on a jury for a year?
Oh.
Well, I'm assuming that I don't know, maybe not. I mean, he's going to be back, they said, at the facility by Friday Does he get special dispensation?
I
to
wouldn't
go
think
kick?
so. No, once you're on
I
the,
know that's my point.
but they may not be
What-
But
sequestered.
this
So
is
he
a
could
strangulation.
he
case.
could
Yeah.
theoretically still kick on the on a Sunday. Now Thursday away games could be a little tricky if he's serving
What if
on a
it kind of
jury.
screws up his rhythm?
I
I don't think
swear.
it will.
Don't
What do you
Because
like?
he's super leg.
If he gets nightmares now over the details of the trial and the pictures, and he can't get out of his head as he's lining up for a big kick.
By the way, the NBA is likely to begin an investigation this week into the Sixers surrounding the player participation of Joel Embiid. Did you see this story?
No, I didn't. This is
Yes,
first
the
I've heard.
NBA is getting involved as to why Embiid is not going to play tonight. So they're going to investigate it.
So they don't believe it's
They
a
don't believe
bulky
it's-
knee, is
yes.
the way it's been described.
Yes, they do not believe.
So are
that
they
is
saying
the
that,
case.
like, look, you played all summer in the Olympics, you should be fine to go for your team?
I'm assuming yes.
what
That is
what does this entail? Do they get to send physicians to like tap his knee and start examining him and being like, "Hey Joel, what's going on here?" He turns into Rodney Dangerfield.
I would-
Ow, my arm!
Yeah.
I think it's broken.
the investigation. It does not. It's typical for the NBA to review a team anytime a superstar player misses a nationally televised game. They say he's responding well to treatment. So that I don't know. And there have been a couple of NFL trades today. I just would highlight that the Chiefs have finalized their trade for wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins.
He'll
That's
do well
been the
there.
biggest one.
And then do you believe that's it? Or do you believe there'll be another wide receiver added to the mix with him?
For the Chiefs.
Yes.
I don't think they're getting Cup anymore.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe I don't. I mean, my guess is that all the rumors will end up going to the wayside. It sounds like to me that Cup's going to stay in LA, especially with the injuries that they've had in San Francisco, and Seattle's good but not great. If at this point in the season, why would you be divesting?
Okay.